Good day and welcome to this January, what is today? It is January 13th. Yes, it is. It's kind of a gray, overcast day. It was supposed to go up to 78 today, but we are currently only sitting at about 65 degrees. So, hey, before we get too involved, how about a big thumbs up and, you know, hit that like button, smash it really hard. Smash that like button and, you know, leave comments down below, even if they're rude. I don't care. I got thick skin. So, how's everybody's 2025 going so far? Mine is going really good. I mean, yeah, I had carryovers from 2024, but hey, that's to be expected. But otherwise, 25 is going swimmingly. Yeah. So, you know, the other day I read a comment on one of my videos from about how I get the, you know, my video, how I get this old. And it was one of my videos that really generated a lot of traffic. And one of the comments said, trying to remember exactly, he said, you know, he remembers, you know, all the cars and bikes, and he reminisces about them now that he's, you know, a senior citizen. And that brought me to a good subject matter. What vehicles have you owned, whether a car, truck, whatever, that, you know, really stood out? And how many vehicles have you owned? I mean, holy crap, I think I've owned about 25 vehicles, and I even can't remember them all. I just know I've had them because, well, hell, I'm broke. You know, and I mean, I think back my very first vehicle that I actually paid cash for, it was a 1969 Volkswagen Beetle Bug. Had no floors in it. Well, it did. They were street signs and plywood. But, you know, it got me back and forth to work. And, I mean, as anybody knows of these old Volkswagens, I mean, they had no heat. Even when they were brand spanking new, the heat didn't work. I mean, you might. So, I mean, what I did in the wintertime is, way back in the day, we had a local department store in Dorchester, Massachusetts called Orbits. You know, like your orbit, the planet, it was called Orbits. And if I can find an old sign of the signage they had out front of their store, I will insert it. But anyhow, I went in there and I saw these car heaters they had. And, oh, geez, they were probably the size of, you know, a single din radio that you put in your dash, you know, single din. They had an heating element and a little tiny fan in there. Well, I bought two of them and had to wire them directly to the battery with an on-off switch because there was no way the cigarette lighter was going to handle that type of amperage, I guess. To defrost the windshield, I used to hold one in my mouth to defrost the window, and then I would, you know, just lay it down on the seat, not on the seat, but on the floor, and the other one was on the floor in the back, blowing under the seat to keep my feetsies warm. But I'll tell you, that must have been a sight to behold if you pulled up beside me at a red light when it was 3 degrees out, and I'm holding this electric heater in my mouth, trying to defrost my window so I can see where the hell I'm going. Yeah, that car, I got a lot of mileage out of that car till it finally rotted in half. Literally, it rotted in half. One day it just got harder and harder to close the door. You couldn't open both doors at the same time because it would sag, and somebody would have to get out of the car and close their door, and, you know, it was just one of those things. It was transportation for me. I was young. Let's see. What else? I had a 1963 Ford Galaxy 500. Had a big giant toad of a motor in it. Had a gobs of torque, but it really didn't have much power. It had a 3-speed manual transmission that was on the column, and we converted that to a 3-speed on the floor, because why not? It had a bench seat in it. Geez, it was like a sectional sofa. The seat was so big, and the back seat was even bigger. It had the trunk of a small storage unit. That was a fun car. I love that car simply for the dashboard. If you Google 63 Ford Galaxy and take a look at that dashboard, it had this very iridescent green glow to it. It was like a green phosphorus glow. It was absolutely spectacular. Yeah, just love that. That was the car I really liked. But what did I do? I believe I traded that for a motorcycle. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I believe I traded that for a motorcycle, a dirt bike. I believe that was the 1978 KDX 175. Yeah, 175 for a big old guy like me. Well, I was only 180 pounds back then, so that lasted me a while. And let's see, after the Ford Galaxy, I had a 67. Did I have a 67? I had a 67 Ford Mustang. Had a small V8 in it. I think it was the 4.3 liter V8, 4.6 liter V8, 305 cubic inches, something like that. Yeah. Top loader 4-speed transmission. That got me into a lot of trouble and almost killed me. Yeah, you know, young, dumb, and full of piss and vinegar, as they say. And me and another one of my hooligan friends, we got really drunk, and I crashed it at an extremely high rate of speed, and well, we were both very lucky to survive. Really, we were very lucky to survive. The car rolled over. Well, it didn't roll over a barrel roll. It endoed, and that was that. Had a 1978 Dodge Ram pickup truck. That was a lot of fun. I drove my parents' Chevy Impala for several years. After the Dodge Ram pickup truck, I believe I bought a brand spanking new. My first new car was a brand spanking new Buick Skylark. It was white. Yeah, it was a white car with a blue interior, and it had that 2.5 liter General Motors boat engine in it with throttle body fuel injection. Couldn't kill that car. Couldn't kill it. It went every place, especially with snow tires on it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then after that, Chrysler LeBaron Turbo. That car was a waste of money. I no sooner paid that thing off, and a Massachusetts MBTA, Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority bus pulled out in front of me. He actually made a U-turn across 3 lanes of traffic, and I T-boned him at about 50 miles an hour. And in between that, let's see, I had, see, my first real, I had a KDX 175 dirt bike. I had a KX 500 dirt bike that was, oh my word, I can't even begin to explain the power that machine had. It was just a wheeling machine. You just crack the throttle and it'd be standing up on end. It was so much fun to ride. So much fun. It had insane acceleration. It had a crazy top end for a 500cc dirt bike. It was just mad dog fun to ride. Rode that for a couple of years. Had a 1979 KZ1000. That was my first real street bike. Wow, I should have made a list and taped it onto the dashboard or put it on the notes on the phone. Sun, Mr. Sunshine, Mr. Blue Skies, come on. Let's see. Brought my older brother's GPZ 1100. Rode that for several years. And then then Kawasaki came out with the Ninja line, and in '85, when my son was born, I treated myself to a Kawasaki Ninja 1000R. That bike was crazy fun. And then what? Had a couple of Ford Escorts. I know I didn't learn with just buying one. I had to buy two. What else? Oh my word. Talk about CRS. Pontiac Grand Am. I bought my wife a Pontiac Grand Prix GTP, the supercharged high performance one. That car was a lot of fun. We put 110,000 miles on that, and if the electronics hadn't have gone wacky in it, we'd probably still have it, because man, oh man, that car was, it just ran and ran and ran. It just owed us nothing. Let's see. Oh, I had one of those Chevy Blazer ZR2s with the Z71 suspension package and the 33-inch tall tires. That thing was a lot of fun. What else? Yeah, we're in Fishhawk. We went through Baum and now we're in Fishhawk. If anybody's keeping track. Yeah, the ZR2 Blazer. Then after the Blazer, I had a Chevy conversion van for a couple of years, and that thing was it was a good vehicle, but it was terrible to tow my camper with. So I traded that in on a before the Blazer, I had a 1980. I want to say it was an 84 Pontiac Parisienne station wagon. That thing had 0 horsepower. I mean, literally, that thing was a slug from the word go. Wave, thank you, sir. Nice wave. Big smile out of the guy. That's cool. So yeah, that was yeah, that Pontiac Parisienne wagon. I think it was a 307 motor in there, or a 305. That thing was absolutely it was wretched. It had no power. Fuel economy was absolute garbage. I can't even begin to tell you how bad the fuel economy was on that thing. It was terrible. And I have no idea where I am. Because my map decided to go bye-bye. Yeah, I think I'm way up here on, yep, I'm way up here on 39. Alright. Yeah, and let's see, Pontiac Parisian, then the Blazer, then the van, then what? Then, the van. Oh, I traded the van on a Chevy Silverado pickup truck. Yeah, I drove that thing for, I don't know, 300 something thousand miles, and I sold it. I sold it when I retired, and I bought myself a Ford F-350 Super Duty with a 6.4 liter diesel. And in between them, I had a Harley Davidson, had a 2003 Harley Davidson Road Glide that I had for, oh, I forget how many years, 7 years. I put 100,000 miles on that. These guys in the post office trucks in a freaking hurry to get to the next box. Holy crap. So I've had quite a few cars, and after the F-350, what did I buy? No, I bought a Volkswagen Jetta. Almost had my 10th bird strike. Volkswagen Jetta, diesel, something, yeah. And then after the Jetta, I bought what? I bought a 2010 Jeep JKU, put a lot of money into that thing. Off-roading ain't cheap. And the Jeep, traded the Jeep in on a Mustang 2009, I believe it was. Yeah, 5-speed car, like my manuals. That was a lot of fun. And I traded that in on what I traded the Mustang in on. Oh, I traded the Mustang in on a VW Passat diesel TDI, and I put 88,000 miles on that car in a couple of years. That was a fun car. My wife had what? Ford Focus at the time. Let's see, can't remember what else. I think this is my turn. Even if it's not my turn, it's gonna be my turn. I have GPS, I can get home. Smoke, limited visibility. Stop smoking. Where was I? Jeep. Yeah, the Jeep. Nope. Jeep traded in on the Mustang. Mustang traded in on the diesel Passat. Diesel Passat. What happened to that? What happened to the diesel Passat? Can't remember. Oh, I gave the diesel Passat to my wife for a while because we traded in her Ford Focus hunk of junk on a Toyota Highlander. Pre-owned one, of course. Can't afford a new one of those things. And I drove that for 4 years while my wife had the diesel Passat. And then what? I don't know what. I have no idea where I am. It's okay. Diesel Passat. Oh, then the Volkswagen Dieselgate came out. Oh, forgive me. Excuse me. And we had Volkswagen buy the car back, and they more or less gave me a new car. So I ended up with a 2017 Passat, gasser with even more bells and whistles than the other one had. So I made out there. I hope I'm not in somebody's driveway, seriously. So in the meantime, we decided we didn't need two vehicles. And so we got rid of the we sold the Highlander to CarMax. I got the funny thing is I paid $15,000 for the Highlander, and when I traded it in, when I sold it back to them 3 years back to CarMax 3 years later, they gave me $15,000. Oh, forgive me. Wow, don't know what's going on with the coffin. So that was that. And bought a Can-Am Spider. I more or less hated that thing right from the minute I left the dealership. I thought to myself, yep, this is not cool. And neither is this skinny ass road that we're on here. This is a, oh, damn. I don't think this was my turn. See, there's a prime example of when I tell people how narrow these back county roads are. That truck took up just about the entire road. Where was I? So, oh yeah, sold the Highlander back to CarMax because my wife had the new Passat. So now it's both of our cars. Well, it's 99% hers. I very seldom drive that car. And Can-Am Spider, hated that thing right from the dealership. Didn't know what I was thinking when I bought it. I got caught up in the allure of having a cool looking trike, but yeah, it was a nightmare. I just did not like it. I did not like it at all. And I traded that thing in on this here Harley Davidson, because why not? And that's where we are, back to two vehicles. Anybody keeping count? I don't know. I think there's a couple of motorcycles I may have missed. Oh yeah, actually the very first street bike me and my brother owned, because it was a shared thing, was we had an Italian motorcycle. It was called a Gilera, and it was 124 cc's. Yeah, it was 124 cc Gilera. It was a right-hand shift, so shifter was over there. And if I remember correctly, that was a 3-speed. No, that was a 4-speed, because it was 1 down and 3 up. So that's 4 by my math. Yeah, and this video has run long enough. I'm gonna have to take my wife on this route, because it's a route where I've never taken before, and I honestly don't know where I am, and I don't care. This is what this is all about, going down roads you never go down. Would my wife like it? I don't know. I don't care if she wouldn't like it. This is fun. I mean, road's in decent shape. Someone putting down a big number 11. We got a hairpin turn coming up. Ooh. Wow. No parking right away, next 3 miles. This is a nice road. I'm kind of glad I turned down here. Oh, well, so that's it. We're all caught up in the vehicles. So we have a 2017 VW Passat that the two of us absolutely love. The thing runs phenomenal gas mileage. And the Harley Davidson, which runs phenomenally and gets exceptionally phenomenal gas mileage. even though I am heavy-handed with it most of the time. Because, hey, I'll admit it, I'm a child. I like to go, yeah, I'm a child. Scaring all the wildlife. Well, I'm pretty sure this video is run its course. It's probably up around 20 minutes. I never really checked the clock when I looked at it. I like to keep them under 15 minutes. But anywho, I think we'll keep that short. And as usual, comment down below the type of cars that you have owned, or motorcycles, and the ones you like the most. And I think the cars that I have liked the most is my 67 Ford Mustang, and what, my probably my Harleys. My Harleys I like the most. I mean, cars are just that, they're transportation. But I liked my Mustang, my two Mustangs the best, my 67 and my 09. And wow, no chevron indicating there's like a hairpin turn here. How about that? Yeah, so my 67 Mustang and my 2009 Mustang, I like those the best, and I like my Harleys the best. So that's that. And with that, I am going to end this video because it has run wicked long. If you have stayed this far, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to my new subscribers. I forgot all about that. Thank you to my new subscribers. And as always, when I end this video, peace and God bless. And have a lovely day.